And now I'd like to invite you to Bangalore, India to visit Agni Raksha, but we have a special guest speaker here this morning who's going to take you there after her own personal visit to see this project. So Ashlyn, why don't you come up and join me? Ashlyn took the red eye from LA last night. She hasn't slept all night to be able to be here with us this morning. There are so many things I could say about her, but you are about to see it for yourself, and I don't want to steal her time. So will you join me in welcoming her?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ashlyn, and I'm a 10th grade student at Calabasas High School in Calabasas, California. First of all, I would like to thank Ravi and Margie Zacharias, Sarah Davis, Naomi Zacharias, and Nathan and Sarah Zacharias for this important opportunity to speak to all of you today about my recent visit to the Agni Raksha Burn Clinic in Bangalore, India. First, I would like to share a personal experience about burns and the reason I chose to support the Agni Raksha Clinic. It was 2 days before my aunt and uncle's wedding, March of 2010. I was trying to look good for the wedding, and I decided to practice using a curling iron without my parents' permission, and this was a terrible idea. I ended up burning my face. Even though it was a small burn, maybe the size of a quarter, it was incredibly painful. I attempted to hide this from my parents, and within a day, the burn became more painful and progressively got worse. Of course, my dad noticed, but fortunately, it turned out that one of the #1 burn clinics in the United States happened to be 10 minutes away from my home. I'm so lucky to live in a place where I could get such fast medical treatment, and because I have insurance and because I live in a country of means, I was able to be seen immediately. Not only did I receive quality medical treatment, but I was able to be seen by some of the top burn specialists in the world. I am so blessed to not have a scar on my face to this day. One of the great things that California and many other states have incorporated in high schools is that in order to graduate, students must complete a certain amount of community service hours. In my quest to earn these hours and do something positive, I decided to form my own club. I first asked my Aunt Sarah about some projects that she was involved with. As I read about the numerous projects RZIM supports, I found the work of the Agni Raksha Clinic truly inspiring and a place where I felt a connection to. I found it so shocking that in India, 25,000 women a year are the victims of bride burning. Since many of these cases are left unreported, this is considered to be a significant underestimate of the total number of victims. The Agni Raksha Burn Clinic is the only clinic in all of India that provides free medical treatment for all people of all ages. I was dedicated to raise money for the Agni Raksha Clinic and to bring awareness to these brutal acts and help all the different victims that Agni Raksha supports. The group I formed to support RZIM and Agni Raksha is named SURF, which stands for Students for Equal Rights Foundation. SURF has events, makes friendship bracelets, and has sponsored runs to raise money for this clinic. I personally do 3 to 4 sponsored runs each month, and some of my sponsors are here today, and I want to thank you so much for your sponsorship and support of the Agni Raksha Clinic. This summer, through God's grace, my father and I were able to make the incredible trip to the Agni Raksha Burn Clinic in Bangalore, India. I would like to give a special thanks to Mr. and Mrs. S.D. Rubin for their unbelievable generosity and care during our visit to Bangalore. When I first began to raise money through my club for the clinic, I didn't really know how much of an impact we could really have with the amount of money we would be able to raise. What was truly amazing to me was the amount of work the clinic can do with the budget that they have. Imagine last year alone, for a budget of $90,000, 100 reconstructive surgeries were performed. Not only were the reconstructive surgeries performed, but the holistic approach of Agni Raksha provides daily psychological treatment, pre-surgery care, a full ambulance service, post-treatment care, at-home treatment which can last months, and even a cash loan for the individual to start their own business in order for them to help provide for themselves and their family. This was incredible to me, knowing that for an attainable amount of money, myself and my club could change the lives of not only an individual, but an entire family and even a community. Wellspring International is one of only 2 foundations that make up the budget. This was truly eye-opening and inspiring to know that even I can make a difference and be a part of the healing process. As incredible and hands-on as the clinic is, they don't have their own surgical center and are limited to only 2 surgeries a week through spots that are donated by a nearby hospital. The clinic is hoping to raise enough money to build their own surgical facility so that they can do these life-altering procedures on a daily basis. The clinic is run by Dr. Prema and Chitra Donraj. This burn clinic was founded in 1999 by Dr. Prema, who is a professor and the head of plastic surgery. Dr. Prema was in fact a burn victim herself. When she was a child, she was critically burned by a kitchen fire in her home. She started Agni Raksha, which literally means protection from fire, to provide medical care for the burn victims, as well as an opportunity for skills training. Dr. Prema used her incredibly painful experiences to shape her passion and dedication for those enduring a similar fate. She was voted one of the top 10 most important women in India. Although the focus of Agni Raksha is on women, they help any man, woman, or child in need. During my time at the clinic, I was able to be involved in the day-to-day operations. There were certain things that I was completely unaware of. On my first day, a 4-year-old boy walked in, covered in burns over his face and his chest. All were 3rd-degree burns. He hadn't received any treatment in 5 days. This was shocking to me because something like that doesn't happen in the United States. Just imagine, no treatment in 5 days, no antibiotics, no bandages, no painkillers. If he didn't come to the Agni Raksha clinic to receive medical care, he would have most likely been overtaken by infection and died. Day 2, I met a woman that couldn't close her eyes. If she doesn't get surgery soon, she will be permanently blind. The problem for her is that there's no one to take care of her family while she recovers from surgery. This gave me an entirely new perspective on the words problem and need. India was truly an amazing place, and I'll never forget it. I'm so grateful I had the unique opportunity to help some amazing ladies, and words cannot express how memorable this experience was. At this time, I would like to share some photos of my journey to India and the people of the Agni Raksha clinic. Although some of these photos are graphic, I think you'll get a better idea of the challenges these people in the clinic face. This is a photograph of Dr. Prema and her sister Chitra. These are the women who have dedicated their lives to the clinic and giving something back. This again is another photo of Dr. Prema. As you can see in this photo, her scarring is extensive. The doctor incurred more than 20 surgeries. This gives a one-of-a-kind special insight to not only the treatments, but the feelings of the victims. Here's a photo of Chitra and me at the clinic. She's the heart and soul of the operation. She's the financial director, operations supervisor, and completely responsible for the daily operations of Agni Raksha. She also acts as the mother most of these girls never had. This beautiful girl celebrated her birthday for the very first time in her life at the clinic. This is something that the clinic does for every person. This was one of the most important moments of her life, something that we take for granted every year. When Chitra and the ladies found out that my father was celebrating his birthday at the burn center, they threw him a party, just as they do for everyone at the clinic. There was singing, dancing, and even a very funny skit, complete with costumes. The place is full of love. Here's a photo in front of the after-surgery care center and me with the employees of Agni Raksha. This lovely girl with Chitra is just recovering from a complete reconstructive neck surgery. Her healing process will take 6 months to a year. This is probably what that girl looked like before surgery. The girl pictured here was scheduled to have a complete reconstructive neck surgery. She will be able to have her neck released, and she will be able to eat, drink, and function normally, thanks to the work of the Dr. Prema and Agni Raksha. So this young girl suffered 3rd-degree burns over 50% of her body, and surely would have died if not for the quick work of the clinic. She still has many surgeries and incredible challenges in her future, but being with her and seeing her smile, all you can feel is her joy and gratitude. And it's not just her. The smiles are contagious throughout the facilities. Laughter and smiles overpower the pain. The sense of gratitude always outweighs the obvious loss. As I mentioned earlier, Agni Raksha focuses on women, but it opens its doors to all victims, including children, who make up a large percentage of the accidental burn cases in India. This is the young boy I spoke about earlier. This was day 5 for him without any treatment. There aren't any words that could describe the bravery of this child. I can tell you that he didn't complain, he didn't scream, he just endured the painful treatment, then smiled and waved, and thanked all for his miracle. I could see the helplessness of the boy's parents as we all realized he was one of the very few lucky ones who would be able to receive any treatment at all. Agni Raksha is a place where these ladies can open up and just be themselves, a place where they can find their self-esteem. There is a special sense of friendship and support that gives the people the strength. People are able to learn a craft or get a loan to start a small business. It is a chance for them to become independent and gives the ladies the possibility of being able to support their family. Agni Raksha also provides an ambulance service. Transportation is one of the major obstacles for the victims. This ambulance was provided through your donations to RZIM and Wellspring International. This is a sign that hangs in front of the clinic. The meaning in English is protection from fire. I'd like again to extend a special thanks to Alan and Sarah, who met us in Bangalore and not only made this trip possible, but unforgettable. I need to thank Dr. Prima for her life-changing work in showing me the true meaning of healing and being a doctor. I'd like to thank Chitra for so many things. Before we left Bangalore, Chitra bought me these clothes that I'm wearing today. I didn't know why she would spend the time and the money on me. I felt guilty and thought the clothes and time should have gone to the girls. This week, as I prepared my wardrobe, I instantly realized why I had received these clothes. I believe it was so that I could wear it today for all of you and let you know about Chitra's generous spirit and her 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week commitment to Agni Raksha and the burn victims of India. Please remember to check my website for updates on events and sponsored runs and consider possibly becoming a sponsor. The website is studentsforequalrights.com or can be found through Wellspring International. Lastly, and most importantly, I'd like to thank all of you for your support of RZIM and Wellspring International. Because of you, facilities like Agni Raksha are possible, an incredible place for spiritual, mental, and physical healing. Thank you so much for your time.
She's an amazing girl. Agni Raksha is an incredibly wonderful place to be, but it is not an easy place to be, and she did it with such ease and such compassion, and it meant so much to those women.